casing is cracked. It's split right there. So we'll just break it down and take the copper out of it. Yes?
Yep.
Oh, we got that off. Now we can take that belt out.
Okay, sink this bolt back in there. Or back on the alternator. We'll take the belt off. Probably will need another one.
We have one on it.
So we got a measurement on it. Oh! We even got a Gates part number. Extra service 8407. I'll just sneak that over there. There, we want to get down to the bolts on the front of the head so we can lift it up nice and safely to get it on a stand and then get a good look at it.
We got to that. There's a little graining under there. That's to be expected.
Alright, see if we can get that dipstick back in now. That was fighting us. Dipstick's got a couple extra bends on it, looks like.
Yeah, so stuff's been
There we go.
hit a few times, different stuff. So we'll probably finish getting the power steering off, or while we're on this side, we'll take the smog pump off. We won't need this rubber gone.
We'll do the smog pump, AC, power steering, and then we should be good enough to get it up on the stand. Okay.
Stuff's, yeah, she's a little stuck, and there's a pile of rust that came out of the radiator hose back down over there. So yeah, so we'll update you when we get some of those.
So we're down to the smog pump. Oh, it turned. You got a breaker bar here?
We'll turn it up to.
Oh, yep, crank her up. Okay, go tight again. Pliers.
Oh, I'll just get it out. If you want to grab the ratchet that's in behind you? Nope. Yep. Bolts. A lot of threads. A lot of threads.
Okay.
Put that over there.
We got one more bolt underneath.
So we'll do this. Slice off. Oh.
Earthquake.
Wait. Okay. You can figure out how this goes on. Nice ratchet, but it's hard to get them on and off.
That's the right bolt size.
Well, pretty good. Oh.
She's going. So here's one advantage of leaving that bolt in up here just a little bit, because then you won't have twistification.
Somebody made this bolt too long. Well, just bring it out by hand now. It's not even that long, okay?
Okay, smog pump delete.
Oh, there.
There she goes.
Put that there.
So put that bolt back in the bottom.
We're still connected. One vacuum line. Right here.
Yeah, that guy will cut off and be done with it.
Well, so we got. I'm turning around, cut this off. Full flex. Yeah, somebody definitely smashed this in right here, and this got pushed against the alternator. Okay, so we take out. I take off one of these brackets. But so we'll get it off the power steering and the AC now. Okay. So we got a slightly smaller ratchet. So we got that loose a little bit. See if we can just spin that out. So we got that off. We put that in my first tray. So we got that terminal off. So now all we gotta do is figure out how to get this connector out of here. We're just gonna move this out of the way right now.
Hold on. Use the right tools to disconnect. So while we're cleaning out our workspace here in the background, we got the 351M broke down, got the carb off, got the thermonuclear whatever EGR business off, and we will be putting it up on the hoist and then get the tranny broken off, and we'll see what happens from there.
So I'm gonna do a time lapse for you guys, cleaning all this debris and stuff up before we put it on the stand.
Maybe having a visitor. We have a visitor on the channel today. Do they want to make an appearance?
So we got it up into the air, off the pan that was in the corner, right back there. So we wanted to get it out of the way, so we could do stuff there, and then tomorrow we'll work on getting the separated from the trams and on this handy dandy engine stand over there. And also we'll clean up the mess that we made a little bit. Just a little. So we successfully moved this engine from that spot to this spot. We want to get it out of the way so we can do some stuff, and then we can separate it tomorrow because it's already like 6:30 and I'm tired. It's a Friday night. No, not Friday night. It's Saturday night. Forgot what day it was. So we got our tilter hooked up and stuff. So pretty good for a Fleet Farm one. So that's good. We put a Northern Tool double pumper ram in there because our old one out of this Harbor Freight lift, well, this Harbor Freight cherry picker leaked a bit, and we never could find the leak. It did start leaking until after the warranty was expired, of course. So that's that. transmission from our engine. We had to take the starter off first, so that took a while, and then trying to find the right size for that, and then turning over and getting all the bolts out for the torque converter. We got that out, so now we'll get this down to one of our dollies. We just bought some dollies today, and then we'll get this on the stand. So, I'll show you some of our dollies. We bought a few. So we're gonna take one of these. We're gonna put two of these. We're gonna put them like right next to each other, screw them together, and then just like you saw before, we're gonna try using these to make a few cradles because we got plenty of engines to go through. So we bought 10 of them, so we can do probably 5, and then we have at least one 4-cylinder. We could probably get away just using one 4. So that's why we started a little bit late today. So we'll get you guys a shot of taking that off and putting it on a dolly. So we successfully got this off our old milk crate here. We banked her a little bit more than it was already, so don't tell the boss, but he's out playing with snow right now. But so we got this on one of our mini dollies, so we can roll this around. So we'll roll her out back to the corner over there, and then we'll do that, and then we can finally get that thing on a stand. So we have a new development. These, versus our small block Chevys, these are 1/2 inch, and those were 3/8 thread. This is 1/2 inch course, and we don't have any of those. We have just about every size in between. It's kind of an uncommon size because usually if you're going to go the 4 inches that you need to get through the engine stand, you just bump up the size to a 9 instead of a 1/2, so 9/16. So we're going to figure out what to do next after that, I guess. So yeah, we'll probably just take off the other valve cover and stuff. So we're gonna drain the oil. The plug's a little stuck, so we're using a breaker bar to take that off. Oh, there we go. Got that. And after we'll take that out, we'll see how totally bad the oil looks, or how not bad at all. Thick. Whatever it is. I don't see any sparklies or anything on it. Yeah, it doesn't feel gritty or anything. So that's good. It's definitely a little gooey. It's been in there for quite a long time.
Not much left in there though, must have leaked out somewhere.
Yeah. The plug has a little bit of junk on it. Nothing big. So I guess that's goodish news. That it's not completely filled with everything.
for a while.
Then we'll let that drain, and then we can take that oil filter loose to get that oil out, and then we'll probably just screw that back on. Just take up the hole. So that.
Might need a new fuel pump.
Oh yeah, she just jangles around. But also somebody torched the motor round off. So yeah. So we'll do all that drain, and then we'll get back to you when we take the oil filter off. Okay, so we went to Wheat Farm
Not a sponsor.
and got some bolts, wherever they went. So we got some fancy grade 8 ones. We thread in. So we got those. Like an hour later, we realized we did that. So we just let it drain. We just let that drain over there. So Dad already put the plug back in. So then I am going to take the flywheel slash flex plate slash whatever you want to call it off. So we can get this spacer off.
Not a sponsor.
We were running low on our TV blaster. That looks good.
See the factory marking still on it?
Yeah, it doesn't look cracked anywhere.
The teeth, look, on the ring gear.
Yep, they all look good. I don't see any chipped ones or broken. So that's good. So we spray it all down with some dollar store degreaser. Not a sponsor. Works pretty good. Somewhat, I guess. So we got some of the bigger chunks scraped off of this side. But so we're wrapping it up for tonight because we got school tomorrow. It's already 6:03. So we'll just let this soak over at night, and tomorrow when I'm at school, Grandpa will do a little bit of cleaning on stuff, maybe clean up the mess that we made, stuff. So, already got the stove ready and stuff, and then, so we'll get back to you tomorrow. So, we got it turned over on our stand, so we're going to take out all the oil pan bolts. Next, and that's where we put our Milwaukee ratchet. Really makes stuff go away fast. So that's okay. Still the wrong bolt size, but they're correct for the corner's got bigger size bolts. So this one can't
That's
get.
for the corner.
Can't get to, so we take that off, so that's stuck on there. We'll get to that in a sec. We'll take grab the smaller one first. Okay. You want to work on where to lose the bracket on the front? No, let's get all of these. That one's a little bit stubborn, but we got that out. We got all these covered in penicillin. So that on. Get out this side. In here. Cool. That one looks like they had some RTV around it at one point.
So that pan may have been off before.
I still can't get
Yep.
to that one, so
Side.
I'll also move you guys to this side. We'll get rid of all of these ones out. Yep. Buy yourself some one-year extra people. It makes life way easier than trying to do anything else. Cordless, the batteries last forever. Lucky's not paying me to say this, but best power tools I've found. Let's get this little quarter bolt out. Right here. Then all of these are out. We'll get these out of the way. And we'll do a little bit of the
That fan's 8-volt mains.
It's definitely got some carbon in there. Yep. But it's all here.
Nothing floppy.
The oil pickup's got some
Any solid pieces or just carbon?
quite a few solid pieces.
Of metal?
I think they're metal. Let's take a magnet to those.
Yep, grab a magnet.
That way, is it hot? Could be.
Right there. Oh, just drag it across. Nope, just carbon pieces.
Don't look like carbon though, they're all straight.
Oh, they feel like they're plastic.
Tiny weird.
So what are they if they're plastic? Like, look at that right here. Timing gear.
Then we got,
RTV.
yeah,
You
so,
definitely see the RTV.
yeah, so somebody's been in here before.
So are the rods? The rods have marks on them. The numbers? I don't see any.
I do not look at number. We'll grab a light and we'll do some further inspection down in here. push up for you. So, my hand right on the grease, of course. So, none of the rods or anything look bad. The cam doesn't look, can't really see it because there's some dirty-ish oil on it. But the distributor gear in the oil pump is good. Looking down here. Yeah. So definitely all the rods and stuff are good. So let's spin this on real quick.
So now we're going to turn it over, see how smooth it runs, or smooth it turns.
You can look at, still have compression.
And here's the compression.
Put all the spark plugs back in. So it's a cast crank. It's not forged. If you look at different parting lines on it, like right here, or here, or back there, they're all, so if they're narrow parting lines, 90% of the time they're all cast cranks, but if they have a wide parting line, they're forged. So that's a little fact I picked up from how to rebuild your big block Chevy. Well, this is a Ford, but still gave me some helpful tips and tricks. So, yeah, I can see a few chunks of stuff down there, down back. So we're gonna get a close-up shot of the booster boards and everything there, so you can see the cam. Doesn't look bad from what we can see down here, covering everything. But so we'll look this. We'll look. So just want to stop it right there. So everything in here looks pretty good. Don't see any heavy scoring or anything. Maybe a little bit.
Pause. Don't set front to the road.
So that one, you can see the lifter all the way down there. So that looks good. So we'll spin this piston around. Wait till it's coming back up. Well, you can see the edge of that piston looks good, and that one scratching anything. So those are all good. Like you can see the bore on that one good. Doesn't look like anything's wrong with that. So all of them, they look good. Don't see any heavy signs of wear anywhere. So I think we have a pretty decent bottom end in this thing. But not, well, we definitely needs a timing gear and stuff. It's got some slop in it. That. So we'll do. Then we'll take off one of the caps and see how bad the bearings look in there, or how good they look. So we got these bolts loose in here, but so did a little bit of cleaning, so looks like something there that we can't quite read. So that's a 3, so it's the third cap. See, there's a little arrow pointing towards the front of the engine up here. So then we'll get this broken loose with quite a bit of massaging, which will come out. But it always fits in like its little registers down in there, so you don't want to pry back and forth this way. You want to go side to side, like that. Because sometimes if you go too hard, you can break these. And that's when stuff gets bad. Very fast. So, we'll work on getting that out. So, we took these bolts out in the right orientation. So then we have our cleaned table set up for that. So we put some longer bolts that we found in here just to get some extra leverage on stuff. So we're still fighting it. It's hard. They're always hard to get out because it'd be nice if they had like a little slot or something in here that you could like hook in there and then like pry this way to like get it out, because you don't want to pry against the registers. But so that's where we're at, and we'll get back to you once we can get those out. So that might be in a minute or 10 minutes or 10 hours. So, yep. While we were pounding and stuff, getting the grill out, this dipstick was never the best in here, so she fell out. So we gotta get that in later. So that's that. We got the cap off. The crank looks pretty good. There's a little bit of scoring on it, not bad at all. Definitely a good usable crank. But the cap journal has, if you can see those two darker lines, like, wait, let me get you a pick quick to see. I can point it out for you. So, right on that pick around is one darker line. There's like a second one right there. So the bearings are like a bronze color. Normally they're supposed to look like they do on the ends, like an aluminum color. So they definitely seen some wear. So those need to be replaced. But otherwise, nothing looks bad in here. Took us quite a while to get the cap off, though. We shot a few brass chunks off our good old hammer down there. But so we'll get this back on, because we just want to look in there, and then we can get the oil pan back on, and then we can do a little bit of cleaning on it, and maybe take maybe the exhaust manifolds and water pump and stuff off if we feel like it. So we successfully got this main back on here. We torqued these. So these torque are 95 to 105 foot-pounds, so quite a lot. You want to make sure that you torque going this direction, pulling it like this, not going like across like that way, because it pulls weird against the crank, and it'll mess up the bearing sometimes if you do it that way. So we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup on the pan over here. Just some chunks and stuff in the bottom. So after we clean that up, we'll get this back on here, and then Grandpa might do a little bit of cleanup on some of these bolts over here. So, I finished whipping this out pretty good. Got some of that, but got the big chunks out of there, so that's all that really matters. But so, Grandpa's going through some of our rags, so that yellow garbage can over there is filled with them. And we found a mouse nest in one of the bags, so separating out the good ones and getting rid of the ones that are full of stuff. So now we'll get the pan back onto here. Maybe do a little bit of scraping, getting some of this gasket stuff out. Yeah, we got a little bit of different stuff left. There's a few bug remains in here too. So we'll get all that stuff off, and then we'll get the pan on. So we just got back in the shop today, working back on the 351 modified. So cleaned up a little bit more. We sprayed this because it was a little rusty. But so we did this. So now we did a little bit of measurement, kind of where we want to make our cradle. So we have marked out 2 feet on this. So 2 feet will give us about right from here just to right about here-ish. So then with that, we're going to cut with a circular saw, but filled up the wood too. So we got plenty of wood because might have a late start tomorrow because it's going to be real cold. So we'll do that, and you might see you tomorrow morning, but we will work on making our cradle.